What's up, fellas? Today we're going to be taking a peek at the June update for Bellwright. The current date is June 19th, 2024. And it seems like they made a lot of really good changes to the game when I was quickly skimming through it, so we'll read it together and see what's in it. Mastering combat, added practice fights against your villagers and other players in co-ops to hone your skills in combat safely. Added new difficulty settings for frequency and strength of brigand reclamation parties against liberated villages. Structures, added ability to copy structure settings between buildings like priorities or storage filters when structure supports all orders of the same type. Added buttons for structure renaming directly to management screens for an easier use. Made it impossible to build structures on top of mud and peat so valuable resources aren't lost. Simply harvest them to build there. Fixed mineable rocks getting destroyed by placing structures on top or near them. Fixed weaver's loom or similar structures disappearing for clients in co-op. Settlement storage, made items still be considered available for production if stockpile storage rule min is above 0. Items used to be completely invisible until the min is reached. Added ability to set up top-up orders for outpost deliveries, allowing consistent export of goods. Improved worker item delivery logic when canceling outdated deliveries in the settlement. Split equipment storage filters and armor, weapons, tools. Oh my goodness, that's a huge change. So, and ammo to allow more granular setup. Added weapons and tools storage filters for weapon rack. Fixed incoming item delivery not getting updated correctly after editing stockpile storage rules. Fixed items that are currently being delivered, not counting towards top-ups. Orders resulting in overproduction. Fixed not all items appearing in stockpile storage filter lists. Villagers. Overhauled book reading and introducing a menu about skills that will be improved. Time of reading and other useful information. Added morale tab for villager inspect screen showing full information on what causes their current values. Made unemployed villagers start doing a job instantly after being assigned to it instead of waiting until the current walking destination is reached. Added ability to change priorities even when they're grayed out. For example, on villagers when a job isn't available. Maybe building, I guess. There's no build job going on. Made villagers drop tools and resources to correct stockpiles, respecting storage rules when they're using staging grounds, switching job, etc. Fixed villagers walking long distances to pick up loot bags near road signs. Rotten food. Fixed rare cases of workers getting stuck in behavior until switched to companions and back. Fixed trapper thinking a job is invalid if there are no delivery requests. Fixed trappers sometimes getting stuck when not being able to skin caught animal. Fixed villagers getting stuck when using or walking near rabbit traps, cabin, lumber mill, and forester. Interface. Added reclamation party notification similar to raiders to indicate where they're moving out, when they're moving out. Added new unique icons to all knowledge books to distinguish them between their types and tiers. Added unique icons to various items that had been shared, making it confusing which item is which. Added missing icons to the map screen for ore and cotton. Adjusted positions of granite icons on the map to match their locations better. Some of them were just wildly off or non-existent, so that's good. Same thing with iron. Tweaked and cleaned up attribute screen and different skill effects. Removed map icon from fences, making it difficult to read what other structures are there. Fixed incorrupt tooltip on some of the bandit camp loop. Guards and companion. Made CTA allow switching reservists to either guards or companions for quick army gathering. Made guards not switch to workers when starving. Guards will instead flee from enemies in that case and try to eat, but stay on guard. Fixed enemies never disengaging when chasing player companions. Tier 3 improvements. Added 2 new advanced saw pits. Lumber, which are much more efficient recipes for planks than low-tier saw pits. Ooh, that's... Added trapper station and drying racks to the Hunter's Lodge. Tier 1 improvements. Changed Lubomir's quest to allow hiring before building a housing tent for him, so he helps to build his own house. Placed Lubomir's primitive club with a simple axe, allowing him to gather logs for his housing tent. Made outhouse unlock automatically after researching farm instead of being buildable from the start. Many of you were accidentally wasting resources on it too early. Slightly reduced building costs for campfire, foraging camp, and logging camp to adjust for the early grind before more workers come available. I think of each of those. Campfire was pretty cheap, but the foraging camp and the logging camp were like 10 logs each or something. You cut down 5 trees and then get 20, 30 sticks and 20, 30 flax by yourself. Bandits overhauled bandit camp migration to work properly in highlands and swamps. Enabled migration in lowlands as a starting area. Bandits will tend to send migration parties from their camps to settle in lands previously cleared to allow for continuous gameplay. Okay. Added new bandit settlers coming to Cavernia where there aren't any camps left, so they established entirely new camps on uninhabited lands. Is that correct? Bandit camp threats to improve them for overhauled camp migration. Remove map icons from quest camps, not seeing them just like another bandit camp. Fixed bandit patrols getting stuck inside camps and late game areas should allow modders to read logs more easily now. Fixed bandit camp loops sometimes falling under the ground, preventing that camp's icon from ever being removed after clearing it. Fixed one of the medium difficulty bands from having an easy camp icon. Yeah, that's I think the west one with like the 15 dudes, the way west one, I think probably the one. Yeah. Made recovery times shorter for one-handed shields to better match other weapon types. Fixed combat modifiers to reduce attack speed penalty when using one-handed with shields. For combat, other improvements and fixes made old coins and animal trophies be destructible in the outhouse. They were considered quest items before. I don't know why you'd want to do that. Interesting. Improve the timing of spawning weapon swing sound effects. Updated heavy weapon swing sounds to be unique from other weapons. Improved and tweaked various sound effects of characters landing on the ground. Tweaked concurrency settings on some UIs not to spam them when played close together. Added new UI sounds for managing sliders. Fixed various crashes caused by quests. Fixed incorrect tool tiers on some tier 2 axes. Fixed feet sliding when stabbing with one-handed sword and shield. Fixed feet sliding while stabbing with shield. Okay. Fixed player built lanterns having too strong and flickering lights. Fixed floating chest in bell tower POI. Sweet. A lot of these changes look pretty good, particularly this one. Added practice fights. If it's effective for leveling your villagers, this is like one of the biggest gripes I have with this game. Is the fact that leveling your companions is a laborious, time-consuming task. Not even laborious. It's either you're grinding for hours, having them melee bandits that are, trash tier so they don't die, or you're spending, and usually both, you're spending tons of money on skill XP food, fish stew, raspberries, apples, you name it, whatever, cloudberries from the merchant and stuff, and pounding books. You spend, 150 gold, 300 gold, or sorry, 50 gold. Is it 100? Yeah, it's 150 and 300 for like journeyman books and stuff like that. And apprentice books. And you're doing that pretty much every day. You're popping a book. And when you have 30 people, it gets, even when you have 10 people, it's still a lot of gold per day. And it's ridiculous. Copying structure settings is a big deal. So when I get to like my barn setting up phase, I'll put down like 10 barns. And sometimes 3 barns will be for like wood and wood related products, and a couple of them will be for resources. So being able to copy priorities and storage filters is awesome. It'll make that process way easier. And to have someone else come in and be like, hey, we need more storage for this resource, but I don't exactly know, or I don't want to go through and, check every single setting in that long ass list of settings So you just have the master box, and then you can just duplicate them out, and it's really easy for anybody to just come in, copy, pasta, and move on. So that's pretty cool. The added buttons for renaming structure document. This is fine. That's made it impossible to build on top of mud and peat. Yeah, that's probably fine too. It's not a huge deal, but I mean, I guess it is. Yeah, I never really experienced any issues or stuff like that, so. Anything else that I think is crazy good? I'm peeking in here. This too, book reading. This is, I hope, I haven't peeked at it yet. I might post an update video to be like, hey, this actually sucks and doesn't work, but, we'll see. Nothing in here about overhauling combat AI and stuff like that, so they're, you know, hugging each other all the time, which makes me a little sad. I'm hoping they did some tweaks on that, but we'll see. It's on their bucket list of things to address, and they didn't explicitly say they addressed it in this patch, so I'm just going to assume that they didn't, but yeah. This is big too. A lot of times in the late game, when you're playing co-op, or you forget, oh, I shouldn't have dropped that, you know, that rotten food near the southwestern town way down there, past the bridge. I can't remember. I don't have my game pulled up, but you're gonna see all your little Timmies walking across the map. Just, oh, we got to get that rotten food, that spoiled food. Yeah. So in the rare case of workers getting stuck, you could reliably trigger this on any hunting lodge. So the hunting lodge or the tier 2 hunting camp, by setting all of your priorities to 0 and setting your bird priority to anything, and they will just not do anything. And then you switch them to companion and back, and they will go to the hunting lodge, and they'll do it again. So, like, I'm hoping that was addressed. With that, this is a nice change too. Allowing guards or companions. This is good. Yeah, I hope a lot of these fixes are bug free, but you know, these early access games. Anyways, thank you so much. This is just me reading the patch notes. Hopefully this was you know, useful for you. See you guys next time. Thanks so much for watching.